Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto4, Chapter 16, Text 7. Titikshati akramam vainya.
Titrikshati akramam vainya.
Upari akramatam api.
Upari akramatam api.
Bhutanam karuna shasvat.
Bhutanam karuna
Karuna
shashvat.
shasvat.
Artanam shiti vrittiman.
Artanam shruti vrittiman.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. This King Pṛthu will be very, very kind to all citizens. Even though a poor person may trample over the king's head by violating the rules and regulations, the king, out of his causeless mercy, will be forgetful and forgiving. As a protector of the world, he will be as tolerant as the earth itself. King Pṛthu is herein compared to the earthly planet as far as his tolerance is concerned. Although the earth is always trampled upon by men and animals, it still gives food to them by producing grains, fruits, and vegetables. It's something to think about, no? That how tolerant Mother Earth is. Not only we walk upon her, we do so many activities, mining, and so many things we do. She still tolerates. Not only tolerates, she gives us, as Prabhupada is saying here, grains, fruits, vegetables, everything. As an ideal king, Maharaj Pṛthu is compared to the earthly planet, for even though some citizens might violate the rules and regulations of the state, he would still be tolerant and maintain them with fruits and grains. So how tolerant are we? If somebody wrongs us, are we able to forgive? Are we able to forget? Are we able to tolerate? Something to think about. In other words, it is the duty of the king to look after the comforts of the citizen, even at the cost of his own personal convenience. This is not the case, however, in Kali Yuga. For in Kali Yuga, the kings and heads of state enjoy life at the cost of taxes exacted from the citizens. Such unfair taxation makes the people dishonest, and the people try to hide their income in so many ways. We can see that in all these purports, how Srila Prabhupada is so concerned about the general population, how he has so much concern that everyone's welfare is not being taken care of in this Kali Yuga. Eventually, the state will not be able to collect taxes and consequently will not be able to meet its huge military and administrative expenses. Everything will collapse and there will be chaos and disturbance all over the state. This is the prediction of Bhagavatam, as we see in the 12th canto. Deve avarshati asau devo.
Deve avarshati asau devo.
Naradeva vapur hari.
Naradeva vapurhari.
Vapurhari.
Krishna prana prajahi esha.
Krishna
Krishna
prana
prana
prajahi
prajahi
esha.
esho.
Rakshishyati anjasendravat.
Rakshishyati
Rakshasyati anjasa
anjasendravat.
indravrata.
When there is no rainfall and the citizens are in great danger due to the scarcity of water, this royal personality of Godhead will be able to supply rains exactly like the heavenly King Indra. Thus, he will very easily be able to protect the citizens from drought. King Pṛthu is very appropriately compared to the sun and the demigod Indra. King Indra of the heavenly planets is in charge of distributing water over the earth and other planetary systems. So King Indra is not only giving rains on this planet Earth, he is also making sure there's rainfall in the other planets of this universe. We may think that, oh, he's arranging only for us on this earth planet. It is indicated that King Pṛthu would arrange for the distribution of rainfall personally if Indra failed to discharge his duty properly. Sorry. Sometimes the king of heaven, Indra, would become angry at the inhabitants of the earth if they did not offer sacrifices to appease him. Does anyone remember any one incident where Indra became angry?
In the Vrindavan, when
Yes.
there was the offering, they said that don't offer it to Indra and let's offer it to the Giriraj Govardhan
Yes.
Parvat
Yes.
because he's the
Yes.
savior. So he got very angry.
That's right. During the Govardhan Puja. That's right. So King Pṛthu, however, being an incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, did not depend on the mercy of the heavenly king. It is foretold herein that if there would be a scarcity of rain, King Pṛthu would manage to counteract the deficiency by virtue of his godly powers. So we can see, how these personalities are predicting the activities of King Pṛthu, what he's going to do. And Bhagavatam, even before Lord Buddha came, then Bhagavatam is saying, oh, he's going to be born in this place. This is going to be this will be his mother's name. This is going to be his activities. So when an incarnation is appearing, before he appears, the scriptures already inform us of them. Such powers were also exhibited by Lord Krishna when he was present in Vrindavan. Indeed, when Indra poured incessant water on Vrindavan for 7 days, the inhabitants were protected by Krishna, who raised Govardhan hill over their heads as a great umbrella. Thus, Lord Krishna is also known as Govardhan Dhari, the carrier, the one who holds the Govardhan. So it's called Govardhan Dhari. Apyayati asau lokam.
Apyayayati asolokam
Vadanamritamurtina.
vadam amritamurtina
Sanuragavalokena.
sa anuraga avalokena
Vishadasmita charuna.
Vishadasmita
charuna.
charuna.
This king, Pṛthu Maharaj, by virtue of his affectionate glances and beautiful moon-like face, which is always smiling with great affection for the citizens, will enhance everyone's peaceful life. So Maharaj Pṛthu, he's affectionate towards his citizen, like a father is taking care of the children, with great affection, affectionate glances. That's how we also read about Lord Vishnu when he's looking at this devotees, with affection. When Krishna is looking at his devotees, there's affection. So there is this exchange. God is a person, and there is this loving exchange between him and the devotees. So here, Pṛthu Maharaj, he's having this affectionate, loving exchange with the citizens. Again, I forgot the meter. Neha, can you remind me, please?
अव्यक्त वर्तमा एष निगूढ़ कार्य
Thank you. Avyaktavartmaisha nigudakaryo.
अव्यक्त वर्तमेष निगूढ़ कार्यो
Gambhira Veda Upagoptavittaha.
गंभीर वेदा उपगोक्त वित्तः
Ananta Mahatmya Gunekadama.
अनंत
Ananta
महात्मा गुण एक धामा
Pṛthu Pracheta Iva Sambritatma.
Pṛthu pracheta
Iva
samvatatmaha.
The reciters continued, no one will be able to understand the policies the king will follow. His activities will also be very confidential, and it will not be possible for anyone to know how he will make every activity successful. His treasury will always remain unknown to everyone. He will be the reservoir of unlimited glories and good qualities, and his position will be maintained and covered just as Varuna, the deity of the seas, is covered all around by water. There is a predominating deity for all the material elements, and Varuna or Pracheta is the predominating deity of the seas and the oceans. So Lord Varun Dev, he is the deity of the water. From outward appearances, the seas and oceans are devoid of life, but a person acquainted with the sea knows that within the water exist many varieties of life. It's true, no? When we look at the ocean or the sea just from afar without going inside, we don't see anything there. So we see, oh, it's all so calm. There's nothing there happening. But if we go inside, we see, oh, there is so many fish and so many different entities are there. So many different plants. The king of that underwater kingdom is Varuna. Just as no one can understand what is going on beneath the sea, no one could understand what policy King Pṛthu was following to make everything successful. Indeed, King Pṛthu's path of diplomacy was very grave. His success was made possible because he was a reservoir of unlimited glorified qualities. So he is so, of course, he's an incarnation of the Lord. And so that's why he's so capable to be in this position. The word Upaguptavita is very significant in this verse. It indicates that no one would know the extent of the riches King Pṛthu would confidentially keep. Now we know, oh, this one is worth X amount, this one is worth X amount. But it seems where Pṛthu Maharaj was concerned, nobody could know that. The idea is that not only the king, but everyone should keep his hard-earned money confidentially and secretly, so that in due course of time, the money can be spent for good, practical purposes. So this is the reason. In Kali Yuga, however, the king or government has no well-protected treasury, and the only means of circulation is currency notes made of paper. Thus, in times of distress, the government artificially inflates the currency by simply printing papers, and this artificially raises the price of commodities, and the general condition of the citizens becomes very precarious, which we are seeing now. Inflation, they say, oh, there's inflation. And so we can see what Prabhupada is saying. It's true, no? Whenever there is scarcity, there's printing of currency, printing of whatever currency which needs to be done, and then which causes inflation. Thus, keeping one's money very secretly is an old practice, for we find this practice present even during the reign of Maharaj Pṛthu. Just as the king has the right to keep his treasury confidential and secret, the people should also keep their individual earnings a secret. There is no fault in such dealings. The main point is that everyone should be trained in the system of Varna Sharma Dharma so that the money is spent only for good causes and nothing else. So that was the idea for the general welfare of everyone. Durasado Durvishaha
Durasado durvishaha.
Asano api viduravat
Asano api vidurvataha.
Nevabhibhavitum shakyo
Neva abhibhavatitum shakyo.
Venarani uttito annalaha.
Venar arni uttito analaha.
King Pṛthu was born of the dead body of King Vena, as fire is produced from the Arani wood. Thus, King Pṛthu will always remain just like fire, and his enemies will not be able to approach him. Indeed, he will be unbearable to his enemies, for although staying very near him, they will never be able to approach him, but will have to remain as if far away. No one will be able to overcome the strength of King Pṛthu. Arani wood is kind of fuel used to ignite fire by friction. So, for the sacrifices, they used to do that. It's not that they would use a lighter or a matchstick. It was with this wood. At the time of performing sacrifices, one can ignite a fire from Arani wood. Although born of his dead father, King Pṛthu would still remain just like fire. Just as fire is not easily approached, King Pṛthu would be unapproachable by his enemies, even though they would appear to be very near him. So very appropriate. No, we don't want to go too close inside the fire because we are going to get burnt. We are going to get harmed. So the enemies also cannot approach King Pṛthu because he is, of course, he is powerful. Huh?
I'm just wondering the knowledge of the singers. Like we are saying the recitals, the recitals are predicting. So I'm just wondering at that time, even the recitals were so knowledgeable, like they knew, and they are singing the glories. Like what?
Yeah, and that's a very good point. But we have to understand the reciters, because they heard the glories from the authorities. They said that. They said that we have heard these glories from the sages and from the great personalities, and that's why we are reciting. So it's a good point, they're not just speaking just like that.
No, but they were so intelligent that they just heard and they remembered. Like, we are not even able to read and mug up, and then still we can't remember exactly what it is. But even that class, the recitals were so knowledgeable at that time. They were also in the Guru Parampara system, and they are singing like how beautiful, even the Ram time, that they used to sing the glories of Ram, love and Kush. So like it's the beauty of that era.
Yes, and the speciality of Kali Yuga is we are forgetful.
Yeah.
Our memories are very weak. We keep hearing, we still forget. Yes. That is our speciality. As you rightly said, yes.
It's not a specialty at all.
What to do? This is what our, Bhagavatam also predicts that our memories are going to be very short. And that's the reason Vyasadeva has recorded everything he wrote. Before, they didn't even need to read. They just needed to hear.
Hare Krishna, I was just wondering, now that we are talking about that short memory, I was wondering, it's good in a way because, the times are such, it's better to forget many things, So, I remember always my grandfather used to say, you must sing this, Sadgamaya something. I forgot that mantra actually. Yes, it's very important. We should be saying this one. Can somebody say it again for me? I mean, I just forgot about this one.
Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Yes, it's something like, this mantra was, I remember he explained that everything that's not so good, I mean, even if it's a short memory or there is darkness or anything, it should be, for good, for light. Pray to Lord Vasudev, keep saying Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, and keep saying to him that even though I have a short memory, I remember he used to say for the exams, keep saying, so that you perform better in your exam with your own answers. But now in this time, I wonder that it's good for us to, keep saying this mantra. Good that we are talking about this. I remember this mantra. I'm going to start chanting also. But this is for our good. We should keep chanting about, bring us from darkness to light, bring us from, that's something not good to good. So yeah, these are the times that we really need to understand that we have to pray that we remember the good things rather.
Yeah, so important. Yeah, it's true. We tend to focus on the bad and forget the good. But yeah, as you rightly said, yeah, let's try to remember the good. Pray to the Lord to help us remember the good. Antarbahishya bhutanam
Antarbahishya bhutanam
pashyan karmani charane
Pashyan karmani charane
udasina ivadhyaksho
Udasina
ivadhyaksho
vayur atmeva dehinam.
Vayur
Atmeva
Dehinam.
Dehinam.
King Pṛthu will be able to see all the internal and external activities of every one of his citizens. Still, no one will be able to know his system of espionage, and he himself will remain neutral regarding all matters of glorification or vilification paid to him. He will be exactly like air, the life force within the body, which is exhibited internally and externally, but it is always neutral to all affairs. So Pṛthu Maharaj is going to be neutral, not get carried away when somebody is glorifying him, and not feel so morose and so dejected when there is anything contrary being said about him. That's what he said, that he's going to be equanimous, neutral. Nandandyam dandayati esha
Dandyam dandayati eshe
sutam atmadvisham api
Sutam atma dusham api
dandayati atmajam api
Dandayati atmajam api
dandayam dharmapathe sthitah.
Dandayam dharma prate sthita.
Since this king will always remain on the path of piety, he will be neutral to both his son and the son of his enemy. If the son of his enemy is not punishable, he will not punish him, but if his own son is punishable, he will immediately punish him. So, these are the characteristics. I'm sorry?
Righteous is king. He's a righteous.
Yeah, righteous. Yeah. How many people are actually able to do it, How many of us are actually able to do this?
Yeah, we tend to cover our children, right?
So true.
They
Yes.
do
Whoever we
mistakes.
are attached to, whoever we are attached to, we want to defend them, irrespective if they are right or wrong. We like to defend whoever we are attached to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So these are the characteristics of an impartial ruler. It is the duty of a ruler to punish the criminal and give protection to the innocent. King Pṛthu was so neutral that if his own son were punishable, he would not hesitate to punish him. On the other hand, if the son of his enemy were innocent, he would not engage in some intrigue in order to punish him. So as you rightfully said, righteous, very righteous king. Asya prati hatam chakram
Apratihatam chakram
Prithor amanasa chalat
Pṛthu amanas achalat
Vartate Bhagavan Arko
Vartate bhagavanarko
Yavat Tapati Gogane.
Yavat tapati
Tapati.
gogane.
Just as the sun god expands his shining rays up to the Arctic region without impedance, the influence of King Pṛthu will cover all tracts of land up to the Arctic region and will remain undisturbed as long as he lives. Although the Arctic region is not visible to ordinary persons, the sun shines there without impediment. Just as no one can check the sunshine from spreading all over the universe, no one could check the influence and reign of King Pṛthu, which would remain undisturbed as long as he lived. So such good examples are given, such good comparisons. Or just as no one can stop the sun from shining or sun's rays to reach the Arctic, so no one can stop the influence of King Pṛthu as long as he lives. Or that how no one knows what's happening, just as no one can understand what's happening beyond this, inside the sea or inside the ocean. So the conclusion is that the sunshine and the sun god cannot be separated, nor could King Pṛthu and his ruling strength be separated. His rule over everyone would continue without disturbance. Thus, the king could not be separated from his ruling power. So the glorification is also done in such a poetic manner. Like, wow. So did anyone want to add any other comments?
Just wondrous. So wondrous and so beautiful.
Yeah.
And now I'm so eager to see what Pṛthu Maharaj, because he's been so much glorified. He's Ansha of God. And I think it is so purificatory to just even hear his glories. It is so purifying.
Oh, yes. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur would say, one word of Bhagavatam is purifying. Every word of Bhagavatam is purifying. Yes. And here we are hearing the glories of Pṛthu Maharaj.
Glories.
Yes. Very purifying. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So all this was narrated was written in the Bhagavatam, and then later all this thing has happened. Then later King Pṛthu Maharaj has come.
So, no, now he's appeared and they are glorifying him. Even before he has done anything, they are predicting, oh, he's going to do this, he's going to do that. He's going to rule like this, rule like that.
So the prediction was made much before, 5,000 years before the Bhagavatam. Correct? I'm a bit confused.
Okay, so this story, the Bhagavatam, of course, was spoken 5,000 years ago by Sukadev Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj, and it was written down also by Vyasadeva. Now, what part we are hearing is Maharaj Dhruva's descendants. So Pṛthu Maharaj has come much before the 5,000 years ago. So Maitreya Muni is telling Vidura about the descendants of Dhruv Maharaj. And so he's saying, yes, this happened. Does that make it a bit clearer?
Yeah. Okay.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.